Hello goblins, it's Chris, Eldritch Pipes. It's an episode of this week's Pipes. I was smoking another flake that Ian gave me, Ian Walker. Some Orlik vintage flake. It's kind of, it's very well behaved. I'll give it that. That's the flake. Now, on the actual tin, it doesn't really tell you what's in there, but on tobaccoreviews.com it does say Virginia and Perique. And I was looking at this flake thinking, well, actually one of the flake I was rubbing out, and I thought, I can't see any Perique in there. But actually in this flake, you can sort of see the darker spots. And so, I do believe that maybe there is a small amount of Perique in there. I am having trouble actually detecting it in the smoke. For me, this is kind of like the kind of blend that is really typical of why I don't generally smoke Virginias. For me, there's like nothing going on here. I can barely get any flavour out of it at all. And it's really trying to smoke quite hot. All the bad things. It's very lightly sweet on the retrohale. Flavour be there none. I just can't taste anything at all. Which is a bit weird. It is like smoking hot air. Sorry, Ian. It's called Orlik Vintage Flake. Now, sometimes I think they put vintage on there to try and trick us into thinking that the tobacco has been aged. But it really just refers to the fact that it's an old recipe. It's a vintage recipe. Traditional would be another word for it. Wow. I mean, something like Tilbury or Dunbar, like, wins this race hands down. Yes, I've stated some of my favourite Virginias, but you know what I mean. It's not unpleasant, because there's nothing to offend. Other than, I wish I'd packed my pipe with something that I would enjoy. But I've definitely smoked a lot worse. You know what I mean? Inoffensive. Let's put it like that. I don't know why Orlik has. Maybe I haven't tried their main blend, because there's Orlik Golden Slice, isn't it? And whenever you read about it online, everyone seems to just fall over themselves loving it. And now that I've had Orlik Vintage, I can't imagine what it is that they're falling over about, but hey ho. This week, what have I done? I've watched, on Netflix, there's a new documentary about a woman that went missing in the early 2000s, Lacey Peterson. She was 8 months pregnant when she went missing. Didn't hear about it here in the UK. But it was one of those ones where you can sort of see what's happened almost from the beginning. You just need, the police just need enough pieces of evidence to come in so they can, make a prosecution stick. But yeah, I would say it was really, I can't remember if it's just called The Disappearance of Lacey or Disappearance of Lacey Peterson or something like that. But it's a 3-episode thing, very interesting. In a lot of ways very tragic, because 2 big families were involved, and obviously, it was just a lot of heartache for all of them. But still, a really interesting insight into certain types of human beings' minds. The other thing I've been watching a lot of is Taskmaster. I don't know if you've got it in the States. It's a UK, I won't call it a game show. It's not really a game show. 2 guys. I'm going to forget what their names now. I've forgotten their names. Alex Horn is one, and Greg Davis. Oh, I remembered them after all. They get a bunch of comedians on, and they get them to do stupid tasks and then give them points for it. So it's just a lot of comedians getting together and having a laugh. It's generally very funny. We were watching, it's the series with James Acaster in, and he's good, and Rod Gilbert is also very funny, and Philip Wang is also very amusing. I mean, they're all funny. It's a good way to decompress after a day, just watching a lot of people do funny things. Also been watching the first season of Dark on Netflix, which is it's kind of like a sci-fi. I won't give anything away because it is a bit of a mystery, so I won't just blurt out what the mystery is, but I think it's Scandinavian. I don't know if it's Swedish or something else, but maybe it's even German. I don't think it's German. Anyway, very good, very intriguing. Recommend it. Alright. That's enough of that. Now, we can't deny that I've made an awful lot of normal pipes over the last while. And so I made some unnormal pipes this week. One was a commission, and the other one is available. So I'll show you what shall I show you first? I'll show you the commission first. So, internally, and with a few other little features, it's roughly based on a Zulu shape. I used the Zulu shape as my main form. It could have been anything, but I wanted sort of a nice flow from shank to stem, and I wanted a kind of open transition from bowl to shank for what I was going to do, and the Zulu seemed to be, it could have been a horn maybe, but anyway, I suppose it could have also been a cutty. I might try a cutty next time. But Zulu did it, so I went with Zulu. And I can tell you what a boatload of carving it was. Yeah, a boatload of carving. Because you really just start with all you can do is sort of turn the end, but even then it's an oval shank. So you can only turn it to its widest diameter, then you have to shape by hand. And all the rest of this is just a solid chunk of wood that you have to carve away at. A very meditative process. But anyway, so I went with the idea of these fins kind of growing between the faces, and obviously they're somewhat riven. So there's a kind of like an idea of coral here, but also maybe something being eaten away at as well. Something like that. And for a while it went all the way around, but I kind of didn't like that. So I trimmed it in and had the end of the pipe actually break through. And it came back in around this area. It's just a creative process. And then I did a kind of sunburst sandblast on it. So it goes black, then orange, and then yellow. And I like it. sometimes when you do these things, you get halfway through the process and you think, oh God, this isn't going to work out. And it really is only as you sort of like get into the closing sort of straits, you start to think, oh, no, maybe it will work out. And then finally, yeah, I like that. I like what I've got here. And I didn't nearly drop it. It's quite unique. I don't think I've seen anything like it. I don't think so. I mean, there are lots of people making a lot of pipes, so it's possible that there's something out there similar, but I'd be surprised. So, if that was the commission, what's available? The Horn of Lost Souls. This idea has been in my head for a little while, and I've just been desperate to find a chance to do it. It's I've made 2 skull strawberries, 2 skullberries in the past, but I wanted to do more, and I kind of wanted to do something covered with skulls, as it were. So obviously we have our first one on the shank. It merges round to this guy on the other side. Which is quite cool. And then we've got our main dude on the front of the bowl. And the name Horn of Lost Souls just spoke to me. His sandblasted finish, so he's got some grain as well. And a piece of moss Cumberland right from the bottom of the rod. So mainly the moss green, but with like tendrils of the black going through, which is quite nice. I say so myself. Quite nice. And, say it with me now, the green's not as vibrant as it seems on screen. But it is a very nice green. So there you go. This beast is available. It's a big pipe. You know, you could really club someone with it. It's 7.5 inches long. The bowl is 2 inches in diameter, and the chamber is 2 inches deep. So it's good sized chamber, good sized pipe. Yeah, so be prepared for that if you like large pipes. It's not like a magnum. It's not like ridiculously huge. Obviously you can see it, you know. But Unless you've got jaws of iron, it's not a clencher. Jaws of steel. Anyway, if you're interested in a very unique Viking horn, send me an email. Oh yeah, I didn't tell you what I'd called the other pipe. This is the Devil's Reef pipe, which, if you've ever emailed me, you'll understand the significance of. So there we go. I kind of want to, I was going to say, when I wasn't sort of looking so close at the detail, when I was sort of like standing back and looking at it, it gave me real H.R. Geiger vibes. And now, don't want to make an alien pipe. Some people have done that before. But I do want to make a kind of like biotech looking pipe. I think that could be quite interesting. We'll see. But anyway, there you go. That's the pipes this week. If you're interested in that one, you can email me at devilsreef@gmail.com. Or if you prefer, Instagram or Facebook is fine. All right, that's it from me. I'll be back, all being well, next week. So until then, take it very easy. Your loyal pipe maker.